Today's session we are going to see color in coordination compounds. Okay, so already we done two theories, VPT theory and CFT theories. What tells us VPT theory? For the hybridization of the complex and the magnetic properties. Here magnetic properties, whether the complex it contains paramagnetic, here the DD transition takes place and that complex would be a colored in nature. So diamagnetic, there is no unpaired electrons, there is no excitation takes place. So that particular complex would be a diamagnetic or colorless complex. Okay, so here and we also studied CFT theory. CFT theory, so there are two different split up takes place for octahedral complex and the tetrahedral complexes. Okay, so for octahedral complexes, EG is a higher energy state and T2G is the lower energy state. Okay, for tetrahedral complexes, T2G is a higher energy state and EG is the lower energy state. Okay, so now here, so this is for your questions. For example, let me take on the first example, hexa aqua titanium 3 chloride. Okay, so that is hexa aqua titanium 3 chloride. So this case, this is a ionizable, so it gets ionized to 3Cl minus. So the counter ion it balanced by the complex, so that is the complex of the charge is plus 3. Okay, so and calculate the oxidation state. This is a neutral ligand, there is no charge. Okay, so it is equal to the charge of the complex. Okay, so titanium equal to plus 3 oxidation state. Okay, plus 3 oxidation. In ground state, the titanium electronic configuration is 3d24s2. Okay, for this case the titanium plus 3 oxidation state, so we can remove 3 electrons from this ground state level. Okay, 2 from s orbital and 1 from d orbitals. For Ti plus 3 equal to 3d1. Okay, so here for this is octahedral complex. No, for how it is octahedral, because the ligand it is a 6 coordination number. So whenever you see the coordination number 6 for the ligand, that is that particular complex will be a octahedral. Whether it is a 4 means square planar or tetrahedral. Okay, so that depends upon the according to our weak field ligand and the strong field ligand. Here this is a 6 coordination number, that is octahedral complex. Okay, so octahedral complex, here octahedral complex means it split up into EG set and the T2G set. Okay, so 1 2 3 4, only one electron present for 3D 1. Okay, so it can be split up into 2. Okay, for T2G and EG, T2G and EG. For this is EG higher energy state, T2G for lower energy state. Okay, so here only one electron is present at the ground state. Okay, one electron is a ground state. So this electron, if there is a one electron, it absorbs this certain energy, okay, visible energy, and it goes to excited state, For excited state it was not stable, so it wants to come back. While this coming back to the ground level, it emits their own color. Okay, so first of all there is a only one unpaired electron is present. That one unpaired electron it absorbs the energy, so it wants to go excited state. So after this it is in excited state, so excited state it is not stable, so it wants to come back. So while this electron to coming back to emits their corresponding light. Okay, so that is called, this also d orbital, this also d orbital, so this is called DD transitions. Okay, so when DD transitions takes place, that particular complex will be colored in nature. Okay, so here one thing I want to say, so aqueous medium it is colored, while we are heating that is colorless, because here the H2O, it is a ligand. So ligand only to give the particular color of this given complex. So after heating, we can remove away from this water molecule. So what's happening? It lost the color. Okay, so that on the heating it is a colorless. First of all, in aqueous medium it would be a colored, but after heating it is a colorless because of this is DD transitions. Okay, so the same thing, copper sulfate and 5H2O, penta water, so pentahydrate, so that particular complex will be a blue in color, so it is aqueous in medium. But while we are heating the same complex, so we can remove away from that water molecule. So what's happening? That particular complex, it will be a white in color. Okay, so at the same time, for ruby is a stone for Al2O3. The arrangement here, the third example, Al3 plus and O2 minus, Al3 plus and O2 minus. Okay, so this is arrangements here, O2 minus, Al3 plus and O2 minus, Al3 plus. So this is arrangement. Sometimes, so the chromium which is in a transition series. So the chromium element displaced by this Al3 plus. So chromium is a +3 oxidation state. So which is present inside this ruby stone. So it is a transition element, so that it takes place the DD transitions. DD transition means, so that complex or that particular thing would be a colored in nature. Okay children, so for here, so for VBT theory means presence of unpaired electrons or paired electrons. Okay, we can after that for CFT theory, that is the split up takes place. It is two different kinds, for octahedral EG for higher, for T2G for lower. For it tetrahedral means no problem, T2G for higher, EG for lower. Okay. Next, bonding in metal carbonyls. Okay, this carbonyl means carbon monoxide act as a ligand attached to the central metal atom, that is metal carbonyls. Okay, that complex is called metal carbonyls. Okay, so this is some kind of homoleptic metal carbonyls. Homo means the same kind of ligands directly attached to the central metal atom, that is homoleptic metal carbonyls. For tetrahedral, the best example for tetracarbonyl nickel 0, because this is a strong field ligand and it's a neutral field ligand, neutral, there is no charge, so nickel in 0 state. Okay, so next one, pentacarbonyl ferrate. Okay, so that is trigonal pyramidal shape. Okay, this is a pyramidal shape. And octahedral. Okay, this is octahedral shape. Okay, how the metal carbonyl bond formations takes place. Okay, so that bond formations takes place, that is called synergic bond. So what do you mean this synergic bond? Okay, first of all, the metal carbon bond in metal carbonyls possess both pi bond and sigma bond characters. Okay, so how the metal carbonyls formed? It presents in both sigma bond and pi bond takes place. So how sigma bond is formed, how the pi bond is formed. Okay, here the metal carbon sigma bond is formed by the donation of lone pair of electrons and the carbonyl carbon into a vacant orbital of the metal. Here the carbon monoxide, this carbon and oxygen, it contains a lone pair of electrons, because it is readily donate the pair of electron to this central metal atom. So this lone pair of electrons donate the pair of electron to the empty d orbitals to form the sigma bond formations. Okay, the third one, the metal carbonyl pi bond is formed by the donation of a pair of electron from a filled d orbital of metal into the vacant antibonding pi star orbital of carbon monoxide. Okay, so here this is a filled orbital of metal d orbitals. So this it gives the pair of electron to the pi star. Pi star means it is excited to pi star according to MO theory, okay, the vacant. So here the electron transformed to the filled d orbital to pi star, empty d orbital of the carbon monoxide, the pi bond takes place, okay. So a single complex, both sigma bond and pi bond is formed, that is called synergic bond. So this synergic bond, it gives the more strength and more stability to the particular complex, okay. So that only the metal carbonyl bonds are so stable, okay.